What's going on, guys? Today we're going to go over what I'm currently collecting in my Pokemon card collection, what I'm after, what I'm super into, and what I'm trying to do as far as building up an eBay store. Make sure you guys stay to the end of the video because I got something sweet to show you that I won on an eBay auction that I pretty much stole. And you're not going to really you might not think it's an amazing looking card, but man, it's definitely a card that you don't see very often. It's a pretty popular Pokemon, but man, people are just not looking at these cards, and I just don't know why. Because they're out there and you can get them for cheap and you can keep them in your collection. You don't have to pay a premium for it. But if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Ruben. I like to just talk about things like health, fitness, life, family, God, and hobbies. And today we're really doing a very low-key video today because it's been a few days. I haven't uploaded in a while. Sorry about that. Life. And I really had a goal to upload every single day, maybe like a mini goal, but I wasn't too hard on myself if I didn't upload, right? Because I get it. Life happens. You get it. Life happens, right? But we're here now. We're going to keep it low key. It's a beautiful Sunday night, and I'm going to show off what I have currently, what's a little bit in my collection right now, and what I'm super into. So this Pokemon card market right now is absolutely wild. It's absurd, some might say. The modern Pokemon cards, I mean, I just jumped back into it this year, and it's been just wild, insane. Prices are going nuts. They're going nuts right now. It's September. It's almost the end of the year, and their prices are not going down as far as product that you can get in store. And then cards are also selling for a premium, and you can get the same for the same cost. You can get some really old vintage cards that you will never see ever again because they're not in print anymore. So I find it absurd. But let me show you some cards that I currently collect. We'll start off with my absolute favorite Pokemon, Typhlosion. This card, I remember carrying this when I was 7 years old in my pocket. And yes, it has creases on it because I carried it in my pocket. It's a well-loved card, if you couldn't tell. But I'm never getting rid of this card. Not grading it, obviously, because I'll probably get a 1. And I'm not wasting $20 to grade it. But my favorite Pokemon card. Just because it has so much sentimental value. You don't even see the crease. I mean, there it is. You can see it. But in a binder, you can't even tell. It's such a nice looking card. And what I found was its brother, the Japanese version, which I think looks so much better. And speaking of Japanese versions, I've been super into Japanese Pokemon cards. The print looks better. The borders look better. It just complements everything. It complements each other over the English versions. Now, obviously, we grew up with English version Pokemon cards, so this has an iconic yellow border. But man, something about the vintage Japanese, so freaking clean. And Japanese print, I heard, but I also now can attest to, the print is so much cleaner. Obviously, they zoom in a little bit more on the card, but the print is so much cleaner. Even the flames are cleaner. I think my favorite part about Japanese cards, too, is the back. Don't mind that little sticker. Yeah, Typhlosion, my absolute favorite Pokemon. Let me show you another version of it. Fun story about this one. This card, so sick. Very similar stance. No, it's not stance, but profile. It's just kind of exploding with fire around it. Dark Typhlosion. I went to a card show, and I picked this up. This card usually goes for $75 to $100. I picked this up for $20-ish, $25. And I asked the guy, because it was the only red card and the only vintage red card in his case. And I asked the guy, I was like, why is this $25, dude? And I should have not said anything because, but I was kind. I was like, why? This should not be $25. He goes, I priced it that way because it's heavily played, maybe even damaged. I was like, huh, you don't say. Yeah, it's played. The edges are kind of nicked a little bit. I wouldn't even say heavily. It's scratched. It has some weathering here, so you can see the foil, on the top here. I don't know if you see the shine on it. But the foil on the inside, super clean, no scratches, no creases. This is damaged, right? The crease and everything like that. That's what I consider damage. This is not too bad. I mean, it's a binder copy. It's my favorite Pokemon. For $25 for a $100 card for a binder copy. Heck yeah. And he was actually really happy to sell it to me too. Because he's like, yeah, I just priced it that way because I know it's going to go to a collector. And I was like, yep. and I picked it right up. I just handed the cash, no questions asked. Very cool vendor. Hope to see him soon when he comes by. He's kind of building a following too. Here's another vintage Pokemon that I love. This promo Entei. And I actually have two versions. I have the English version and I have the Japanese version. What do you guys think in the comments? Do you think the Japanese looks a lot cleaner than the English? I just think the print. I mean, if we look at this, right, this looks good. But then I put the Japanese version in front. Just something about the print, like the shadows and everything like that. Looks so freaking clean. And the blue complements. Even the foil. If you guys look at the foil, like this yellow border takes away from the card. Like this goldish, brownish border doesn't. It's so clean. But, yep. You can pick this up. You can find these cards everywhere, but you can't really find too many Japanese versions of it, right? But yeah, pick that up. Entei is the dog, one of my favorite dogs in gold and silver. But we'll get into a few more Japanese versions. I'll pull these out over here. Actually, I'm missing one. Am I? No, I'm not. Here we go. This one. So, Sergeant Surge, right? Or Captain Surge. I'm drawing a blank. I'm a little tired. But man. This is such a clean card. So I picked this card up at a card shop locally here. And I'm like flipping through like the extras. That's what I always do because I'm always looking for stuff to grade and send out to make for like a little profit to self-fund the hobby, right? And I'm looking at this card. I'm like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this card. It is, the edges are good. Even on the back, I was like, what is wrong with this card? And I bought it. It was like, I think it was like $3-4. Meanwhile, it's a $10 card, so I'm already up, which is great. But I'm like, why wouldn't, and some card shops don't care, right? They're after the big money, which is like the modern cards. They put them out, they grade them. Some card shops don't really, or don't have the time to do the due diligence of looking at a card and seeing if it's gradable to send out for a profit. And I was looking at it. Let's see if I can see, let's see if I can show you guys. I was inspecting it. Yeah, there it is. So this is not on the, let me pull it out of the, it has a scratch running right down the middle of it. Maybe you can see it. You can see it on the Pokeball a little bit. Oh, I was just one big little scratch and there's another one there. And I was like, no big deal, right? It is stay in the collection then. It might have stayed, if I sent it out to grade, it might have stayed in the collection anyways. But yeah, speaking on that, what I do is I look for cards for a very low price, obviously, of what I can afford, and I send them out to grade. And what I do is I send them out to PSA, and before I even do that, before I even grade them and just send them off, make sure they're PSA 10 because that will grade it. That's the highest grade you can get, as well as that will yield the highest value that you can get for your card. But I also look up the values of cards. So what I do is I look at this card. This is a unique looking card. A collector might want this. What is it valued at a PSA 10? Well, this is valued at like $100 to $150. Okay, let's see. I inspect at the store. Do I like this card? The first question I ask myself is, do I like this card for myself? Like, do I like it to keep? If it's a yes, I'll buy it. If it's a no, I probably won't buy it unless I know it's a card that's like really like, okay, like this is like a good bang for your buck and you're gonna make money on it regardless. Then I'll get it. But I like this card, and this is probably one of the cards that really got me into Japanese. I wasn't into Japanese cards for some reason, but this is the first card I purchased in Myrtle Beach, yeah, it got me into it. The next one is a Kingdra. Same card shop. This one, super minty. Kind of has like a half swirl-ish, 2 swirls combo right back here. So clean. I'm telling you, the print work on Japanese cards. I don't know. Henry's Poke Corner. He talks about Japanese Pokemon cards, and he always talks about like mostly modern, a little bit, just because I think he talks about modern Japanese. But man, the vintage Japanese, he got me hooked, man. So good. Shout out Henry's Poke Corner. Go check out his channel. The only problem with this one, there's like a nick at the bottom here, which isn't bad. But again, I asked myself, Do I like this card? Yes. It has a swirl-ish, kind of. It's clean. There's no scratches on the foil. It looks really nice. I want it. It was like $2. I was like, cop. And then I found another couple of cards on Facebook Marketplace in a binder. I'll show you two here. Sceptile from my favorite generation of Pokemon. Hoenn. This is a place, obviously. Sapphire and Ruby. This is Pop Series cards. I've been after these cards. These are my favorite looking cards. And if you guys notice, every Pokemon generation, if you're into Pokemon cards, their borders change. And the Pop Series, what I like about them is very similar to Japanese. It's very thin, and it doesn't take away from the actual middle of the card. If you look at like the modern Pokemon cards, look, this yellow just takes away from like everything that's going on in the middle. This, not as much. And that's why I like the Pop Series cards, as well as third generation, and like the artworks are really clean. This I found in a binder. I bought someone's collection. They were selling for like $40, and he had a lot of cards in there. And I was like, these are really nice looking cards. I like them. I'm going to buy them. Obviously you're gambling a little bit because you don't know the quality of the cards. And I'll show you an example of that soon, but you don't know the quality of the card. You don't know what's wrong with it. Yeah. Face value looks good, but you know, upon further inspection, it has a crease like right up here, right? See it right by the S. And I can probably work it out, right? Like smooth it out with like some like moisture, like humidity and stuff like that. But it's a card I wanted, right? And it's like, stay in my collection. Will I sell this card, put it on eBay? Maybe, if I can fix it a little bit. But I actually want to speak on that. There's a lot of companies or a lot of people like fixing cards to maybe send out to grade, or just fixing cards. I don't know if I have a problem with fixing cards to sell. You know, because like a crease, like you can fix and make it look better, and like it's brand new. Like it's not going to go back. It's not going to recrease. But like I see people that like polish the foils, make sure there's no scratches on it. It's like no one's going to know what that's going to look like 10 years from now. That's going to like get cloudy or not. Like I found a Gyarados, vintage Gyarados hollow, and it's so cloudy. I'm like, why is it so cloudy? It's because it was polished before, back in the day. Someone polished the aluminum that was on it. Now it looks like crap. It looks like it's a faded Pokemon card. And it sucks. That kind of sucks. So the polishing is weird. Maybe getting the creases out isn't so bad. But like if you like white, like see how it's like super white here. I even hear some people like just like color in this with like maybe a Sharpie or an ink. I think it's okay if you want to restore it for your sake, or maybe to like resell for like it to look like a clean card. But then what people are doing now is like sending it out to grade to kind of maybe trick the graders. I don't know, man. Like it's gonna make the grading companies force their hand into doing AI, and that's just going to make grading cards even harder, which is good, right? Because then it's going to really yield a higher value for a PSA 10 and 9s and 8s, right? Instead of just 10 all the way and then nothing for the 8s and 9s, which I think is absurd, because they're still mint cards that are just off-centered or one nick. But yeah, this is third generation Pokemon, one of my favorite starters, aside from Swampert. I never used Blaziken. I don't know why. I'm not a Blaziken fan. Something about like the humanoid form Pokemon freaked me out. I don't know. Kind of freaked me out. I think Pokemon should look more animalistic. Animals, like not like humanoids. And then after that, kind of got wild from there, right? But yeah, I mean, I guess this is kind of a humanoid, but it's like a tall lizard that stands up. I don't know. I'm kind of going on it right now. Yep. Third generation Ruby Sapphire Pop Series. Great card. Now here's a card I found in that binder. That same binder. Shout out to Orion Sires. He talks, I mean, he's a guy I started recently following. He's talking about like stamped cards going hard and like really in demand. And I could agree. I think some of them look kind of goofy, but some of them look kind of like clean. And like EX Delta Species, this Dratini, so nice under a bridge. The foil's super nice. Man, this card looks so freaking cool. And I'm like, man, this is a nice looking card. Like, yeah, the foil's actually really nice. I'm like, sweet. I did a good job. Flip it over. Dog. I don't care what restoration you can possibly ever do. That's not getting restored. That looks like a baby chewed on it. But yeah, this is gonna stay a binder copy. I might sell this on eBay. Again, I don't want to sell crap on eBay. Like that's not the eBay is not a dumpster. It's to find cards that people will like and sell them at a slight premium, because I'm doing the work of like finding these cards, right? So like if it's a $10 card, I'm going to sell the card for $20, right? Or whatever someone offers for me, to me. But this card, I'm going to be very transparent. I'm going to probably sell it for $5 to $10. I'd be like, hey, great binder copy, super damaged on the back, but regardless, super clean. Like you couldn't even tell in the front. Or is it on this side? Yeah, you couldn't even tell. Maybe slightly, but no, you can't. So it's kind of, it baffled me when I flipped it over. I was like, how is it that damaged on the back and not on the front? But super clean card. Can't wait to kind of put this up on the eBay store. Maybe, we'll see. Even the Skeptile, we'll think about it. Speaking of grading, we're gonna let me show you a card that I had that I was thinking about grading. This Pikachu Black Star promo e-reader. This came out of the tins. If you guys don't remember the gray silver tins, it was like, I think it was like the first tin. It had Skeptile, Swampert, Blaziken on the front, I think, and it was the e-reader series. I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it was the first tin that Pokemon came out with. Because I think Yu-Gi-Oh is doing tins too. I remember Yu-Gi-Oh doing tins. I got so many tins of Yu-Gi-Oh growing up, but yeah, I think it was the first Pokemon tin that they ever came out with, and this card was in it. And this card, from my childhood, I had this for just as long as I had all these other cards, obviously from its age. And yeah, it's well loved. I didn't bring it with me, but for it being in a tin for 20 plus years, not too bad, right? Like, it's pretty nice. I think it's the best looking Pikachu card out there. I think it's underrated, like the electricity coming out from the back and it kind of doing like this spinning kick. I don't know what it's doing, but it's sick. Pikachu's awesome. Probably the bad at, I think Pikachu can either look really stupid or really cool. And most of the time, I think Pokemon does really stupid looking Pikachus. Like, I don't know why, but like, that's why I'm not into a lot of Pikachu. Like, I'm a Pikachu fan. Who's not a Pikachu fan? Pikachu is the best Pokemon in Pokemon. Let's be real. But like, they come out with the dumbest, doofiest looking Pikachu sometimes. Like, even the old Pikachu, obviously the TV show came out way after, but like the old vintage Pikachu, just this fat little ball that's just sitting there like that. It's like, but yeah, then Pikachu just started looking like the TV show. Yeah, this card was awesome. So I was gonna grade this, and I was like, this is probably gonna be a 6 or a 7, right? I was gonna grade this not for monetary value or to sell. It was just to grade it because I want to see, but I also want to be like, I don't want to miss out on an opportunity to maybe like it go up in value. But like, will I ever let go of this card? I was torn. I went to a card show recently, probably like a month ago, probably a couple weeks ago. I found the same card. And it was like listed for like $45. And I was like, okay. And before I even could get a word out, I was like, can I see that? And the guy's like, we can make room on it because it wasn't an in-demand card. And I'm like, why? Because everyone's going for modern cards. And this was like one of the only vintage in there, plus a couple other ones. But this one caught my eye because I'm like, I have this card. This is mine. And I'm looking at it. I took a lap. I took it out again. I'm looking at it. I took a lap. I came back a third time. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the back. So I'm like grading it right at the table, essentially self-grading, like looking at the centering. Usually Pokemon cards, like what we look for if you're going to grade, this is a little bit of advice. What you're looking for in the grade is obviously the centering, the quality, but the most important thing and the most common issue that Pokemon cards have is when they get cut, the corners, there's always this white little nick that happens and you can't do anything about it. That's it. It brings it down a grade level. Instead of a 10, it's going to be a 9. And other than that, it's a mint condition card. And that sucks. But this card doesn't have that. And I was like, oh my gosh. Super minty. The foil, no scratches on it. And I'm like, and if you see any scratches from the top loader. And I bring over my boy Nick, who I met through his hobby, through another show. And I'm like, dude, can you look at this card? I'm like, what do you think this will grade? He goes, well, what's a 9 grade? I was like, I looked up the price. I'm like, a 9's like $250. He goes, you're in the money. What's a 10 grade? I was like, $2K. He's like, get it. I was like, done. $45, brought it down to 40. I sold traded 3 modern cards to the guy and brought it down to $25. Sold. I was like, this card it's such a good card. It is so nice. The foil on it is way better than mine, actually. Pretty similar, but man, it's super clean. I'm going to send this out. I really hope this gets a 10. I'd be really disappointed. If it gets a 9, I'd still be happy. But man, if this gets a 10, and what I'm going to do is, obviously, I'm going to keep this card, right? This is my personal card, but I'll sell this card if it grades a 9 or a 10, even an 8. And what that does is that's going to allow me more capital to fund my collection. Because the worst thing you can do, not the worst thing you can do whatever you want, but my piece of advice is like, you can self-fund this hobby very easily, but not turn it into a business or not vending, but you buy, you sell, you trade, you grade, and that's it. And I kind of took that from Earn. If you guys don't know who Earn is, one of the smartest guys who in the Pokemon investing hobby, but he's smart. Buy, sell, trade, collect, vend, grade. That's what you do. You self-fund the hobby. And if you're pulling money out of your pocket for the things that you need in, this is like life lesson. I have a baby. I'm not trying to pull money out of my bank account to pursue things that really don't matter. None of this matters right now. It's self-indulgent. It's not real. It's not gonna, when I die, these are gone. These are not gonna come with me. You know what I mean? I'll pass them down to my son, but like, even then, like they're gone. So, but anyways, sell this card, make a profit, roll that into cards that I want, as well as like roll that into other cards that I can flip. And that's the whole goal. So these cards are great. Another card I'm looking at, is this Rayquaza or Rayquaza, whatever you want to call it. Let me know how you say it in the comments. But man, such a sweet looking card. And I was looking at this card by itself because it looked cool, right? It has the smoke, not the smoke, but like the clouds going through its fins because it's going through, the sky. I was like, this is such a sweet looking card. It's like $5 on eBay. And Rayquaza is like such an awesome card. And it's a promo card, right? Black Star promo. And I saw this on Facebook Marketplace selling for $75. This guy was selling it, and I was like, oh, I want this card. It sold. Not very quickly, but it sold. I looked it up like a month later, PSA 10. It's going for like $170. I don't know where it's at now. Maybe it's at $200. And I'm like, no freaking way. What a play. So if you guys are looking to make plays, look into this card. And of course, there's so many of these cards out there, so I don't care. I'm not going to manipulate the market. Find this card. The hardest part of this card is the centering. So I bought a few. The centering on this one is off, way off. As well as, remember I mentioned that Nick? I think this one has it. No, this one doesn't have it, which is good. Okay, yeah, this one doesn't have it, but the centering's off, right? It's very left heavy and bottom heavy, or top heavy. But this one's centering's is really good. I really inspected it. Obviously, I got it on eBay, so it's very hard to inspect it, but the edges, perfect. So I'm going to send this in, and I'm going to flip it. And now I have a copy that I can keep, which is great. And hopefully, with the new set that's going to come out that's speculating of Mega Rayquaza coming out, this card's only going to go up in value. So whatever, I can flip it, So that's fine. So this is a card. I got to make sure I don't mix it up so I don't have to revet my whole process again. As well as I picked up this card for super cheap for like $5. This Trainer Gallery Pikachu. Sweet looking card. Super minty. The only thing is about this card, it has this like weird like glue. You see that? Like running down the side? It's like hair. It's almost like it's glue. It's almost like it didn't peel off from the other cards. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna cost me some points. Other than that, the foil's brand new. Like literally the edges are perfect, right? Perfectly centered. But I don't know if this is gonna dock me some points. We'll see, right? We'll live and learn. We'll try that out. So yeah, that's what I'm doing to self-fund the hobby, is grading cards or finding cards or making an eBay store and kind of finding some products to put on the eBay store. Let me show you one last card before we get into the reveal at the end. My favorite card from my childhood. And I remember trading Pokemon cards and I never got rid of this card, and no one liked this card back in the day. Like, I don't care who you were. No one really paid attention. Everyone was more, people liked this card, but they didn't like this card. Nowadays, they love this card or love this Pokemon. Gyarados. Shining Gyarados. Man, this card. This is a $450 card. Might be a little less just because obviously it's loved. I've had this card forever. Didn't have this in my pocket, thank God. But obviously there's whitening on it. I was going to send this out to grade. May get a 4 or 5. Who cares? But sentimental. I'm never going to get rid of this card. I might get I want to look for a, if I grade this myself, I'll look for the complimentary signing Magikarp with the same grade value just to make it look cool, right? But yeah, super high value card if you find this in very good condition. But yeah, this is kind of like what I loved collecting stuff always. Like if I found a really shiny rock, here comes my autism coming out. But hey, found a shining rock outside, I'd pick it up, I'd bring it home, I'd put it in my little shining rock coffee can. Yep. And I do they have coffee cans anymore? I think they do. And that's where it went. And I think I still have that coffee can. It's like decorated, from art class. Anyways, Shining Gyarados, my one of my favorite cards. Not my favorite Pokemon, but one of my favorite cards ever. I just have them in this plastic case here. It's a great case, right? Like $2 on Amazon. But okay, cool. Let's get into, should have blacked out the other side, but let's get into what I picked up from I kind of revealed Japanese card. Picked it up on eBay, on the eBay store. I already gave it away. It's a PSA 10, all right? It was a bidding war, all right? This card usually goes for like 60, 70 bucks on PSA. It's one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. It's a newer card, but it's Japanese. And the Japanese version is the only one that has the holo on the outside as well. The English version is just a yellow border, and I thought it looked ugly. And yeah, of course, English is going to yield such a higher, I don't know why, but it yields such a higher value. But this is the Japanese version is the only one that has this. Maybe the Chinese version too. I don't know if they have that. But the Japanese version only has this holo foil on the outside. I was like, this looks way more sick, and it's cheaper, and I want this in my collection. It's my favorite Pokemon. Man, look at it. Just like I don't know what he's destroying, but it's sick, and it just looks so much cooler with a holo foil pattern all around rather than just a yellow border. And yeah, I got this for like 20-ish bucks from a bid. So I pretty much just sourced the card, graded the card, got a 10 on it, and I didn't have to do the work of that. Isn't that incredible? So yeah, this is the fun part of the hobby. It's like you can find cards that you like, that you value a lot, that you keep and you hold on to, and you don't have to worry about what it costs. Like this card's from 2018. Maybe 10 years from now it'll go up. I don't know. I don't care. I like this card. It's my favorite card, my favorite Pokemon. That's the whole point. Such a sweet looking card. But yeah, that was the recent pickup, recent steal. And that's a great big reveal. And I think that's all I got for you today, guys. I mean, I have more cards. The video would be way longer if I went over all of them, but these are my favorite cards, the current ones I'm currently going for. And yeah, and I gave you a play. So if you want to try that play out, try to get those cards, go for it. Because that card is going to go crazy. It's already going crazy now. I think it's a $10 card now. And you got to think about it too. It's like, this was a card that was very common a couple of years ago. Now it's not so common because it's not being printed anymore. People like that card. If you like Rayquaza, you probably should get it. Get cards you like, because there's going to be a person just like you that likes the same Pokemon that doesn't have the same opportunities that you might have to find it as easily. So take advantage of that. This is how the market works. Grade it, do it, self-fund the hobby so you can get the cards that you like I did. But obviously I literally stole this. Not literally, but like I got it for a cheap price. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Definitely tomorrow. Peace out.